everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to take the opportunity to go in a little bit of different direction. So far, all we've done with this podcast is games.
Strap in.
Thanks, Saints Row. Anyway, we're going to talk about some movies. We're going to talk about Saints Row the Third. Their tagline was "Strap it on."
I'll have to go back and play that. I don't remember that.
No need. It was on the box. You bought it digitally, so.
Right on. Okay.
Anyway, already we're off the topic. 30 seconds in, we've already derailed once. This should go well. We're going to talk about some of our favorite spoof movies. Now, from my childhood, and I think I speak for Ben as well, we were big into the silly parody spoof movies, the Leslie Nielsen's, the Airplane is a big one, Naked Gun. We're gonna chat about some of these for a while, see where it goes. So, what would you say is your favorite classic before they started tacking movie on the end of it?
Yeah. Okay.
Not that there's anything wrong. Some of the scary movies are really funny.
No, some of those are.
I think
great.
I laughed one time at Disaster Movie, but it was mostly just a disaster.
I haven't seen all the
Superhero movie. That one was good. Drake Bell represent.
Superhero movie was good. Was that the same one where they spoofed the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
No, I think that one was Epic Movie.
That one I thought was interesting enough. They had
I liked their version of the Ice Queen. Which is funny.
But no, I would say at this point, all-time favorite spoof movie was Spaceballs.
Oh, yeah. Mel Brooks. God, I didn't even say Mel Brooks. He's the master. His are spoofs, yeah.
I love the part where Rick Moranis shows up. They're supposed to be combing the desert for these...
Sir, do you think we're being too literal?
What are you talking about? He said comb the desert. We're combing the desert.
You find anything? No. You find anything? No. You find anything? We ain't found shit. So funny.
Oh man, I forgot about. But he's sitting there, and you don't expect it because he's always been wearing this huge helmet on his head, and now all of a sudden he's got
the pith helmet.
No, it's like this. Yeah, it's like this huge safari hat that covers his entire head. Oh, that movie is great. Yeah. It's just such. Even if you've never watched Star Wars before,
well, I don't think you're quite. Angela's never watched Star Wars, but she digs Spaceballs.
Really, that's good.
I think the jokes in there are broad enough to appeal to anyone. And some of them are more specific, especially like the merchandising stuff.
Oh yeah.
But even if you're not into Star Wars, Star Wars exists.
Yeah.
It's enough of. It's part of the collective subconscious. It's part of the pop culture. It's ubiquitous. You know it whether you want to or not.
I was waiting for an opportunity. Some other favorite parts. Oh my gosh! I mean, the entire movie is just chock full.
Well, and this is how a movie can date itself, but it still works.
Yeah.
When you've got the closet full of videotapes, like any of us use videotapes anymore, but the idea behind it is we can see the movie before it's finished. Really funny.
All right, so what part is now?
Now.
See, this is now.
You're seeing now. What am I looking at? This is now. What happened to then? We're past that now.
We're past then.
Obviously, we're
screwed.
But
when? Just now. When will now be then?
Soon. Obviously, we're screwing up the quotes.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it in a while.
Horribly butchering. But,
so, what do you think about Naked Gun? Because I love the first Naked Gun movie.
It got old really quick because it was like the same jokes from the series.
Well, see, I never watched the series.
Yeah. I got acquainted with the series after the first movie, and then it was like, they did that in and it got to where I couldn't even halfway complete the sentence.
So, I'm not a big sports fan. I like the Texas Rangers. I did. But we don't want to.
Right. That's a different show.
No, it's not.
It's a different show where we talk about the Rangers.
It's a different show where we don't bother and we don't make it and we don't record it and we don't put it on the internet. Because if they can't close, why should we?
Why should we? Yeah.
Anyway, steering it back on track. I wasn't a big sports fan, so I only knew OJ from commercials and from the Naked Gun movies and his outside of football career. So is it weird going back and watching those now with lighthearted OJ and then all the accusations, whether you think he did it or not? I think it's pretty obvious from my tone what I think, but
it's hard. Yeah, I never really thought about that because he's not a huge character in that movie, but
he's pretty big.
You know, if you think about it, his character always gets a snot beat out of him.
Yeah.
Like I'll never forget I forget which movie, but there's the thing in the wheelchair, and he goes all the way down the stairs, and then shot, like catapulted up into the air. So I don't know. Oh, I'm kind of torn because I know there's a lot of funny parts in the movie, but watching it, I never really thought about when we started talking about this movie. I never thought about. Oh, OJ's in it. That's got to be weird to watch.
Well, I mean, that answers the question right there. It didn't affect your enjoyment of the movie at all going back, because I've seen those movies.
I mean, but all that stuff, all the thing with the white Bronco happened way after his role. So now going back and watching the movie is like, that would just be weird. Like,
I've watched him since then, and it doesn't. I don't let that color my opinion of the work. You know, Axl Rose is a douche, but I'll still listen to Welcome to the Jungle when it comes on the radio.
True. Right on.
If you hear this, Axl, straighten up. Stop being a dick.
Do you have a favorite all time?
Surely it has to be the original Airplane movie.
Well, that's all fine, but don't call me Shirley.
But No, I saw Airplane at a really young age, and probably younger than they didn't have PG-13 ratings back then.
Yeah.
So I probably wouldn't have been able to see it if, I was mature for my age. My parents recognized that.
What did you think when you saw remember the autopilot?
Yeah, well, a lot of it you just don't get when you're younger, and then you get it when you watch it later.
I got it. I remember seeing that going, hubba.
I understood it was
didn't the autopilot have sex with some girl?
No, he had he was deflating, and she had to air him up.
Oh,
and that was his his nozzle. His schnozzle was his schnozzle.
Oh.
Anyway, veering us back on topic, away from the autopilot's plastic junk. I understood when I was younger that I knew it was a naughty thing, but I didn't know exactly what they were. I didn't get the joke until, high school. I get it. This was life before the internet, believe it or not. There was such a thing. We did get by with our clubs and sticks, our torches and forks.
And clubhouses and bicycles.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a bicycle is.
As Bob Chipman once famously said in a retro review of heavy metal, I know you kids don't understand this, but boobs were hard to see. You have the internet in your life. I'll dial up all the boobs.
Yeah.
There are all the boobs. Yay. When we were kids growing up, it was a lot different, though.
The only upside now is no two pair look alike.
I guess.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Ata. That's another South Park joke. I need to stop stealing material. So anyway, spoof movies in general, I've always enjoyed them. Like I said, I saw Airplane young, and it informed an awful lot. I mean, I'd seen all of the disaster movies it's based on, Towering Inferno and all that stuff. My parents watched that on TV. This was also before cable was everywhere. So
Scary Movie 3.
Love it. That's my favorite of all the scary
movies. I was
going to
say that's my favorite too. I love any scene where that kid goes flying across a room.
Not just that though. I love how how far they take the joke of his premonitions. You're pregnant. You're going to come out of the closet soon. You
had sex with a guy.
What? Yeah.
He's supposed to be the kid from
The Ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no! Well, they also parodied. They used him to parody the. What was the movie with Bruce Willis and everything was red?
Yeah. Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
But I mean, we don't. There may be someone who hasn't seen that, so we're not going to spoil anything. But yeah, I mean, the characters in there are always a melange, and they're a what do you call it? They're a mosaic of other popular cultures crammed into one. it'd be easy to say superhero movies lead character Drake Bell was just Peter Parker, but they also brought in bits of the X-Men, and they brought in bits from, other stuff. And that's the way you want to do it. You don't want them to be a straight parody. Those aren't any fun.
Yeah.
They get into reference more than actual parody or satire.
That's what made Spaceball so good, because they really didn't...
It was Star Trek and Forbidden Planet and The Day the Earth Stood Still and a lot of Star Wars, of course.
Yeah.
And then the bits with the you damn dirty ape and all that stuff. Super funny stuff. Just
what was the part where they transported President Scrooge? He's like, oh, his head's on backwards.
Why didn't anyone tell me my ass was so big? Beaming's perfectly safe, sir. Scotty beamed me twice earlier.
And it was wonderful.
Oh, man. So much funny stuff in those movies. And moving on to the future and the state of the movies. The scary movie, disaster movie, epic movie. A lot of those movies just don't have the same gusto. And I don't know if it's our age, if the jokes just don't appeal, or if the movies that they're basing them on are just kind of... The jokes are a lot simpler, and they're not as... I don't think they're as timeless. And
Carmen Electra stopped being in those, by the way.
For the love of God. There's nothing worse than...
No.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and judge her as an actress. What do I know about acting?
Actress?
Exactly. When you look like a leather purse, stop trying to play the sexy young girl.
Yeah.
Just transition into, the cougar role, or do something different, but be a little bit self-aware. Stop expecting the world to stop and go, oh, Carmen Electra's here.
It's like when
She's our age, for God's sake.
It's like when your friend's mom comes to pick him up and she's like
wearing
all the hip clothes. Yeah. And you're like, yeah.
I just got this at the mall. Oh, honey. The mall's not meant for you. This ain't the 70s.
Oh, man.
The mall's meant for your daughter.
Oh. Actually, I wish they would just shut down the mall.
But then where would we go when the zombies break out?
That's a good question. We'll have to make that a show.
We go to
Survival.
Your zombie plan?
Yeah.
It's not a new concept, but it's always a fun one.
Slated. Yeah, we're doing that. Yeah. Definitely.
Put a pin in it. Ding.
Writing it down. So, oh, nice. What?
Where, when, why, who?
Hold on. I'm calculating. Yeah, I'm formulating. Yeah.
Formulating, penetrating.
If you could, this may be a dumb question after all, but if you could write a spoof movie, what would you spoof, and what level would you take it to?
That is a really good question.
Oh, good.
Wow. What would you do? There's a lot of easy targets. You could spoof the prequel trilogy. I think that's been, it's been maligned to death. Everyone's already has said their piece about it, so why not have a little fun at it?
Like everything that was a prequel?
No, well,
or
I'm talking specifically Star Wars.
Ah.
Call it Starboard or something easy like that.
Yeah.
Get people in there. The Phantom Anus.
Attack
of the Bones.
I didn't see that.
We went into the wrong kind of parody, didn't we? Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope. I'm so in love with you, Padme. If you're feeling the kind of pain that I'm feeling, please let me know.
What's the really campy computer voice where it goes, hello, Padme, you are my only love.
Hello, Mannequin Skywalker.
Yeah. Man, I've never heard that's funny.
Oh, that's just,
Mannequin Skywalker.
I stole that one too from Kevin Smith of all places. Don't get me started on that guy.
Fair enough. Yeah, let's. We're getting angry.
You know what? Get me started on that guy. We got it.
All right, so take a movie or take a theme or something.
Okay.
Spoof
from your shelf.
Spoof it, and then what level would you take that to?
Oh man. Well, I think that the best jokes in those are when they go all out.
Yeah.
When you just commit to it and go. Don't do anything half-heartedly. That's just a waste of everyone's time.
And I agree. I think if I were to write a spoof movie or do something, I would love to just jump all over the Matrix trilogy.
Oh man, that would be great.
Yeah.
What would you call it?
I might call it the Spastrix, which is something I came up with.
Right on, right on.
Long time ago. Yeah, totally take that and, man, just have fun with it. Like, definitely you would have to really super accentuate the California style.
Wow.
Yeah. I know Kung Fu.
Don't we all?
No, you don't.
The only problem with that is that so many people stole those jokes. Like Deuce Bigelow even had the jump in the air, hold for a minute, trash can gag, and I mean that was everywhere for like 5 years.
Well, I would probably get rid of the bullet time aspect.
Sure.
But just make
That's the easy joke.
Yeah.
But like you say, you take it to that other level and really get in there. And
I think I would probably make it more about...
I'm the architect, and everything I say is going to confound you.
Oh
I'm going to talk for 20 full minutes, and you're not going to understand a word of it.
I think if you bought the last movie on DVD, there was some clip from some award show where Will Ferrell and... No, wait a minute. Yeah, Will Ferrell. I think Will Ferrell played the architect, and then you had
I've seen it. Yeah.
Justin Timberlake as Neo and Sean Austin as Agent Smith.
Sean William Scott.
Is that his name?
I think so.
Okay.
Sean Astin is the one that played with Frodo in The Lord of the Rings.
Oh, no. Okay, you're right. Sorry. So, what's that guy's name again?
Sean William Scott, I think.
Yeah, okay. Well,
something like that.
We hope.
Stifler from American Pie.
Right, Stifler. And so, anyway, they're in the big dog pile of the Smiths.
Yeah.
And he's like, a wet willy, Mr. Anderson.
No.
Funny. But anyway, I would take it to something to where, you see the architect, and he, like, everything he says, it would just be this mountain.
That Will Ferrell bit from the VMAs that you're talking about.
Yeah, that was the same clip. That was
really good because he was just fucking with him.
Oh, yeah.
He was just messing with him.
And I love how emotional he gets. She's like, that was totally uncalled for. Why would you say that to me?
That's the neat thing about the internet, though. I've seen parodies from memes get out there so quick. I don't know how these little acting troops get... There was a while back where Penny Arcade had some trouble with a guy from, I think it was Ocean Marketing, and he sent these really illiterate type messages back to them, and they were funny themselves. So the guy who runs Penny Arcade in PAX, he just put it out there for everyone to see how big of a douche this guy was being. That same day, they had a parody video of it on YouTube. It was crazy, and it was hilarious. I will a website before you were itching your daddy's pants. That was their motto because it's one of the dumb things this guy said.
That sounds hilarious. I need
will
to check
website.
that out.
And I can see how he was trying. Poor guy got hammered.
All right, Paul. We've got, I think, 2 minutes and a half or so. Let's shine a little light on a spoof that is not... as popular as all the movies and things we've talked about.
What'd you have in mind?
Day Job Orchestra.
Those guys have gotten plenty of light shown on them. Ever since they showed them on Attack of the Show on G4.
Have they gotten some...
Oh, yeah, they got a lot of attention from that. That's...
Every time I try to tell somebody, you've never heard of Day Job Orchestra? And they're like, what's that?
Well, I mean, it's a real internet culture kind of thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a, what do you call it, cult classic style channel on YouTube.
Yeah. I guess.
Anyway, salutes to them. I still watch all their stuff and laugh just miserably.
Are you for panda rape? You crazy woman? All that.
How many fish heads? Five fish heads.
Come over to my house. We'll put on Led Zeppelin and eat cheddar cheese. And this is going to take... We're going to have to qualify this for anyone who might hear this, but I miss our old parody of Next Generation. We used to do that as a joke.
Yeah.
We used to work together, since you guys don't know us. And this was when Star Trek Next Generation was first coming out on television. And we had parodied versions that we called the Vexed Generation.
Yep.
To sum it all up.
And the whole sum of it was, Captain Picard had gone senile. And senile to a point to where he could bend the very fabric of time and
senile
physics.
as seen through the lens of Next Generation, where everything was pretty improbable.
I mean, he could levitate. He could control the beam out function at will.
The laws of physics no longer applied. His senility was so bad, and we had these characters going for years.
Yeah, and it wasn't even something we wrote down. It was just we'd spring into it.
Spontaneous improv bits, and to keep our spirits up during menial jobs and crappy labor.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. Someday we need to record some of those.
Oh, we should definitely maybe we could get some sound effects and things.
Yeah, all that stuff's out there. All the phaser noise.
Oh yeah.
A lot of them are easy jokes. Fire at will. What did I do?
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
there's the pile of ensigns right by the helm, because every time they would make a mistake, Picard would have them killed. Yeah. And no one could argue with them. No one would argue with them because they were just afraid of them. And there were,
you remember the bit where he kept beaming Geordi out into deep space, but beaming just enough oxygen into his lungs to keep him from dying. So.
No, well, what was funny was he put him right where the camera view, like when they...
right, on the view screen.
So anytime they ran into a ship, Geordi would just be there.
He was still up there. This isn't cool, guys.
Captain, I'm ready to come inside now.
How did we get from Day Job Orchestra to this?
Oh, man. Spoofing Star Trek, man.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Someday we don't need to give it all away.
Yeah.
Maybe we can write it down. I'm not the mimic I used to be. Years of cigarette smoke wrecked my vocal cords, so I can't do the voices we used to do.
All right. Well, we've beat this subject to death. I think it's... We're going to wrap it up, so...
This is a fun one, though.
Yeah.
And if anyone listens to this, let us know what your favorite spoof movie was. Do you like Spaceballs? Do you like Airplane? Or something we forgot to mention?
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, comment, subscribe, rate it. You know what to do.
You know the drill.
Anyway, we'll break down and buy sound effects for the show, maybe.
That's for the weak and the rich.
We're rich. Anyway, have fun.
Have more fun.
Have the utmost fun.
Have all the fun.
Have more fun than Paul says.
Yeah. All right, I'm Paul. This is Douche. We're signing off.
Peace.